We are getting confirmation that Senator Rand Paul does plan to support a health care vote removing a possible headache here. But again, on only a procedural matter. He is saying that there are many objections he has to the original House bill, to some of the other measures that have been taken up in the Senate. I interrupted Charlie Gasparino on this, but that's, one less thing they have to worry about.
Before we get the vote on, so they're voting to vote, essentially, is what.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. The point I was trying to make.
You call it voting to vote. I call it vote.
Debate, because
he's
the
making them voting
to
debate.
Right, they're voting to.
He's making them an offer he can't refuse.
Right. Right. That's exactly saying. Congresswoman, what do you think of that? He's telling colleagues, look, this is. You can go ahead and do whatever you want to this thing, add amendment, whatever you want. But if you don't, if you reject this today, the opportunity to change anything goes away. Is he right?
Neil, witnessing this whole process is so painful. The president has expressed his frustration. He's expressing the frustration of the American people. This is exactly why you don't put our health care in the hands of the federal government, because this is exactly what happens.
So it doesn't matter whether it's from the right or left. Just,
Right. Every one of these senators.
They're trying to put the genie back in the bottle.
Right.
And that's a hard thing to do. But one thing I will say is, the point I was trying to make before is that the premise, or the central theme, I should say, of Donald Trump's presidency was, I'm a businessman. Right. I'm better than these guys. Sure. I'm going to give you a health care plan and make your head spin. I'm going to hurt all the cats because I know how to make the deals. Right. Art of the deal. And guess what? It ain't happening.
Well, I think we're learning, it's very easy to set a hook in a fish's mouth. It's difficult to pull that hook out because all the barbs, you'll take the spinal cord with it, which is what's happening right now. Yeah. But I am wondering.
Which is why I don't fish.
I don't like to touch the worm, quite frankly. But that's a whole other thing.
Going to get ugly down the line.
Quite frankly, there was a Fox News poll that came out recently last week, and I talked about it on Fox News Radio. Donald Trump is at 41%. Does he have the political capital to get this thing through? I mean, we watched his speech yesterday, a relatively normal speech, which was abnormal for this administration. Kind of an interesting, bizarro world that we're living in. But at 41%, does he have the political capital to actually get this over with the Senate?
That's on the high.
That's on the high end.
I mean,
right.
Yes, usually it's down 35. I don't.
By the way, I'm sorry, Charles. I do want to be clear. The only confirmed no vote that we're going to get is someone who has telegraphed a no vote is Susan Collins at Maine. Now, keep in mind, when they had the repeal effort in the vote in 2015, she was the only Republican who voted no. So that's not a surprise, even though in this case it's only on a procedural matter here to continue the debate. There's nothing having to do with repeal here, but I'm sorry.
So think of what went on today. We have this big thing that we're trying to accomplish, putting the genie back into a bottle, changing health care so it helps people and ended the disaster that is Obamacare. Guess what we have? We have Anthony Scaramucci talking about Jeff Sessions. We have the president tweeting about Jeff Sessions. I mean, his most loyal advisor. I mean, could these two stop, put themselves in a room and just remind themselves? I mean, I think this is what.
To be fair to Scaramucci, he was asked that question in radio, but you're quite right. It gets you off topic.
I've been seeing him on TV for the last 3 days. Where is he talking about the message of health care and why we need to do it?
Well, I don't know.
By the way, we should explain the latest that the president has said about Jeff Sessions in a tweet, that he has taken a very weak position on Hillary Clinton crimes, and this was on the heels of yesterday.
So he wants him to indict and go after Hillary now?
Well, the bottom line is, whether you accept or reject whatever his opinions are, it is a distraction.
Right. And it is a distraction from health care. And I think what the president's doing.
So why doesn't he just be quiet on it?
Right. Well, I think the president would benefit definitely from concentrating today on health care for sure, and concentrating on health care from now on. But one thing he is endeavoring to do is to put the whole Russia witch hunt in perspective. It's sort of like, hey, there is nothing that's going on with us. But look at what was missed. It's like take the log out of your own eye before you take the speck out of someone else's. There's a log from the Hillary Clinton campaign.
But listen, I'm not saying that Clinton. Listen, the reason why Hillary Clinton didn't get elected is because people thought she was too sleazy. I mean, a lot of people.
Sure.
She ran a bad campaign. So in Michigan.
She did.
And by the way, Chuck Schumer said as much yesterday.
So think about what he
violated the Espionage Act.
He's saying she's worse than I am.
Well, but you know what? The American people want someone who's actually good. I think they're sick of this blame game, and we're sick of everyone just saying, well, they did it, so now we can do it, and everything is fine.
The Senate can save us all a lot of this trouble by voting on proceeding with debate today.
Think about what everybody's saying here. People voted for Trump because he was this great CEO. Which I can debate that with anybody that wants, because I don't think his business record was that great. He had some good parts.
This is why they hate you.
Right. But because you know what? I put it in perspective.
You're a hateful person.
But think about it. So because he can't get the job done, we're relying on a career politician and Mitch McConnell to get the job done. Just think of that irony here.
I will agree, Charlie, in this respect that, and I don't know how you feel, guys, but that if the president, who's a very forceful proponent of causes he gets attached to, if he had been really 100% involved in this along the way, certainly he could have swayed a couple of...
I mean, we got to look back to 2016. He destroyed the Republican Party. Let's not mix any... let's not mess around with that. He destroyed the Republican Party. He's made a lot of enemies, and those enemies are coming back and getting a little bit of revenge. I also want to point out they just need 50 votes.
You're right about
Vice
that.
President Mike Pence, he's already had 3 tie-breaking votes in the Senate. We're only 6 months in. Herbert Walker had 8 the entire time under Ronald Reagan. Cheney had 8 the entire time under Bush. I believe Biden had roughly 7 under Obama. So the fact that we've already had 3 tiebreaks from the VP is quite astonishing. And he might have to do it again.
I don't have a problem with that. I think that's, I mean, but let's get the 50.
There's only one opposed right now. They can afford to lose only one more, and then it gets dicey.